a wee bit annoyed. I spent a day walking around today and I actually lost all the footage that I recorded, so I'm a wee bit bummed out, but I might do the walk again. It was a nice walk. It's just like another walking video. Anyway, I'll show you around town. This morning, got a wee interview with a few of the boys whenever we're in the boat, but obviously it wasn't really on camera. Well, it was on camera, but I never captured it. But over there, this morning, a Spanish galley pulled into the dock. I thought, that was exciting. Yeah, there it is. So I don't know what they're. I had a wee word with him. So one of the crew members asked him, you know, what the route was and stuff like that, and they said they usually hang around. They usually hang around America. So I mean, they're flying a big old Spanish flag. You couldn't get a flag any bigger than that. Like, it's obscene how huge that is. But yeah, they said that they have this wee galley, and they have it. I'm guessing it's you know, Mexico, America. You know, it's usually out in America. But obviously they brought it over to Europe. So they're doing a wee tour around Europe. They're here just now, and their next stop is Cork in Ireland. So they're off to Ireland after here. And asked them how fast. Well, there was a few things I asked. I asked him how fast it went, because you know there's a lot of sail area in these boats. I know they're big and heavy and all the rest of it, but no, he said you only really get about 5 or 6 knots out of them, which is comparable to any sailboat really. I did think that because it was so big, it'd probably trundle through the water a wee bit better. So I wonder when they're leaving. If they're leaving tomorrow, I'll go watch them cast off, I suppose.
More importantly,
a lot of Americans here. I've got some things. Look at the size of this thing, it's big. Look at this, look at it. Oofed. You need to see the size of the fenders as well, they're gargantuan. Big old Spanish galley. The size of the anchor. Check it out. There's one on either side. That boat is not going to move. So it's making dinner. Now Santa Maria. There you go. Look at this. Cornwall flag and the GB flag. Do you need my ticket? Which one is it? That one?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I thought I'd go see this wee boat. Wee boat. Big boat. Might have been wee for the time though. So, they say it's a Galeon, but I always pictured like Galeons as being big boats. I think this is, I don't know, maybe like a frigate. One of the crew of volunteers help them with a coffee or beer. Right, well, I don't actually have much in the way of cash on me. Do I have cash? There was some. Maybe not. Sorry guys, I don't actually have any cash on me. I must have dropped it in my boat. No cash. Can I have a wee look in?
Yeah, as long as you don't step over, we're alright.
This is the captain's quarters.
Absolutely. You are.
Nice. Fancy.
It is indeed.
Just wondering what they keep in these. I think that's supposed to. Just in case. Got a line over it. That's supposed to. Just wondered what they kept in the boxes. I can climb up the rigging. I wonder if you do that. I wonder if you actually climb up the. Oh, they must do. They must. That'd be quite fun. You need to do something up at the top. Easy to get access to. That's something I kind of want a wee bit on my boat, is just like maybe not climbable rigging, but like deployable ladders so you can get up the mast. Just in case you need to get up for whatever reason. Either that or a crossbow so I can shoot lines up and over the crossbar at the top of the mast. So you can untangle something if ever it gets tangled, and lines do get tangled quite a lot. So. Had the mainsail halyard get tangled around the mast. I don't know if it's happened once, it's going to happen again.
I always thought you wanted to explain how to do that, and then it's all in front
Tripulation. The crew members. Los members de la tripulation. So tripulation must be tripulation. Crew members. Is it it's almost English. Tripulation. So celebration, tripulation. We're all in a tripulation. We're all members of a crew. Yeah, okay, I can see how it goes. Tripulation. Los members de la tripulation. So the members of the trip you're on. Apenas contaban con espacios. Apenas contaban, I barely had any habitable spaces on board. Apenas contaban, their blankets and mats for rest. Look at this. Look at the size of the tiller. Big.
I think it might be more for the lifting. They have found wills. Doesn't look battle ready, does it? That is part of it.
For the discovery of sound and radar to measure the output from the captains and the crews use a different method. Sailors used a tool called lead line, which was essentially a lead weight attached to a rope and marked every 6 feet. Then we called a fathom with a rag or leather strip. The crew member would throw the line into the water, and once the lead hit the bottom, the sailor measured and recorded the distance to the seafloor. Marks in the rope. Lead line was the most valuable method for measuring the depth in navigation and has been used since 5th century BC. And how deep the water was and the fish ship went on the ground. Okay. You know, a lot of the time my depth sensor is turned off in my boat. It might actually be worthwhile getting a lead weight and a bit of rope and keeping it in the boat. Just as a backup.
Just use the GPS.
Oh, well, yeah, you've got maps and charts and stuff, yeah. That's a fair point. You don't have charts for everywhere, though.
I hadn't realised how the knots were worked out.
Sorry?
I hadn't realised how the knots were worked out, how it was worked out.
Yeah, well, fathoms, nautical miles as well. Like they would obviously knot it off every so often, with a lot of other people sailing about. The overcrowding on the ships of men with live animals, lice, fleas, rats, and the lack of drinking water meant that hygiene was visibly lacking. Frequently they suffered from diseases such as dreaded deadly scurvy, health which was totally precarious and was in the hands of surgeons, barbers who could barely stitch wounds or perform bloodletting. Yeah. So what was the thing about bloodletting? The theory behind it is if your blood's infected, there's a swelling, they let the blood out so that clean blood can come in from elsewhere in the body. Something like that. They don't do it these days. But if it worked back then, why don't they keep it up? Sorry. I guess I'm way here. The ship's holds were usually full of food, merchandise stored in dozens of barrels, bundles and drawers, making their environment unbreathable. For this reason, life on board was carried out. On the ship's decks, daily work was divided into 6 shifts, and only the meals broke the routine. I tell you something, serving on these ships must be boring. Mariner's compass, quadrant, astrolabe, sun timer, lead line, and log were navigation instruments used in Spanish ships. With these, they could measure the height of the sun, position of the ship, inspect the seabed, and determine the speed of the ship in order to draw the route on their navigation charts and determine the course to be followed. No, you're right.